Happy days! It is time for some FACEIT League. We've got your final match of Week 7 here tonight. We are down to the very tail end of Season 7 here, and so much on the line here for this season. Of course, top 8 coming out of Master Division, which is what we'll be looking at tonight. Top 8 will make playoffs. Top 6 out of playoffs will hold on to their Master Division slot without the need to fight in qualifiers. Top 4 will be guaranteed a spot in Phase 2 of your OWCS qualifiers. So a lot of stakes built around this Season 7, and the better you finish off the season, the easier you're going to make it for yourself going into the playoffs. This Nightmare Squad has been a tear as your #1 seed, coming in undefeated after an enormous win over Dreamland on Wednesday we had right here on this channel. We'll see if Extinction can step up and do what Dreamland couldn't. We should be a certified banger. Try to finish the week off strong. Let's take a look at our standings. Let's get it. Those are not our standings. Nightmare coming in 10-0. Extinction are coming in 7-3. But of course, Nightmare are built with OWCS caliber players, right? I mean, this kind of feels like an OWCS team, you know, here challenging our tier 2 teams and seeing, you know, do they really have what it takes to go up against the, you know, the best of the best in NA? Capitology just released a video about kind of talking about the gap between the top of tier 2 of FACEIT League Master Division and the bottom of OWCS, and that there's really not a whole lot of difference between the two. That a lot of it really comes down to not making mistakes. The T2 teams know just as well how to stage a fight, how to plan a fight, what they're supposed to do, and what it's supposed to look like. The question is, can you execute, and can you execute consistently? You can't just sit back and play safe, right? So it is knowing when you have the opportunity to move in and make plays and stuff. And I think that's kind of what we see here when we're looking at Extinction taking a Nightmare. I think of Extinction as true, like the next generation of Overwatch players that we have coming up through the Overwatch esports here. And they are part of those next ups, part of the true tier 2 squad, right? I mean, this is a team that, you know, fought hard up through 2024 through expert and are just getting better and better each season, going up against some of these vets, right? You've got Rokit and Chopper notoriously playing DPS here for Nightmare in Season 7. These are OWCS caliber players, right? We've seen them perform at the highest level. Can Extinction stay consistent with them? Can they go tit for tat with them? What we saw with Dreamland was, you know, when they were able to get their backline involved more, everybody was kind of on the same page, they could overwhelm just the sheer star power of Rokit and Chopper. Rokit and Chopper are able to kind of stretch their legs a little bit. You know, they know they can push their boundaries here because they have the chops, no pun intended, to straight carry fights. Right, even with, say, you know, if they lose PK earlier, it's not even PK anymore. It's AST design. That is another thing. Painkiller not with the team here, so look to only have nerfed them so much, right? So AST stepping up. I think we're talking about next steps in NA tanks. That AST is right there. AST has got to be right at the tippity top of that conversation. I think Pela can be at the top of that conversation as well if we're talking about a little bit more of the fringe picks. You know, if we're talking, I mean, the Wrecking Ball is what comes to mind. Now, we'll most likely see Extinction swap, you know, Pela and Twolzz tend to swap out pretty consistently here. Oh, Warden regime, turn on cam. Okay, let's go, Warden. Let's go. You want more? You didn't get enough of my ugly mug here. Huh? You want more of my ugly mug once we get in game. Putting the farm on the classic Rokit Chopper lineup. Would that be the Ropper lineup or the Chocket? What is their what is like celebrity couple name? The Chocket lineup. I don't know. I think the Ropper might be the way to go. Let's get into map 1. Very serious map 1. Oh shit. Oh, the Ropper. Fear the Ropper. No, I mean, I want it to look right, damn it. It's going to look right. I don't care. I don't care. We're getting it right. The artist in me is going to be mad at me if I don't. Okay. We are keeping Pela in for this first map. Or we're putting Pela in for this first map. Bringing out the Wrecking Ball.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Lampent with a quick sim rollout. We're going to go over to a Genji. Rokit goes over to the Tracer on the other side. No Vendetta here in this opening map. Do you know if someone has an emote on the 30-day time span, like for the redeemable points? I mean, I know somebody said they had points, but I have not had an emote redeemed in some time. God, I blink and Rokit comes up with a kill. Like, what on earth just happened? Like, I looked to answer a question and Rokit just one clips somebody. I don't know if it was Juno or who exactly Rokit one clipped, but ridiculous. It was Tim. That's what it was. Tim. Okay, I'm looking for Wrecking Ball to try to perhaps find an opening onto this backline. I'm not sure, how do you combine with this? I think you're looking for Tim to probably get a follow-up shot on the pile drive. Pressure on to AST, and I do always love just put a lot of pressure on the Zarya. Going up against Zarya comps, just make the Zarya uncomfortable. AST having to go through a few bubbles, and is below half health. You see now 6 seconds towards another bubble, is in a vulnerable spot, so falling back to the back of the point. Here comes Extinction starting to push forward. So far, uh-oh. Lampent dashes into the pillar, and that is actually, that's a little enough mistake that Nightmare will capitalize. Temp trades one back, but ooh, that's a dangerous move. Able to escape into the hallway. We're in a 4v4. Oh, misses the shot on Aniyun. Had a clean shot, just didn't quite, got a little anxious on the trigger pull there. I'm not sure, you know, it would have been a headshot, but I don't know, would have done much to stop this Kitsu. 66% and counting for Nightmare's Minds come out from Pela. On the back of the objective, but Chopper is just in Cassidy, and that just hurts when you're a Wrecking Ball. That hurts bad, too much damage. Front to back, Nightmare in control. The Chop Kit. The Chalk It is good. Chop Kit is also good. I like it. I like it, friends. Keep the creativity coming. So Pela, Wrecking Ball just not getting it done. Running into the Cassidy is just not working. Sound barrier as well as the Pulse throw it in. Pulse does in fact find Temp. Suzu and Rejuvenating Wave to try to keep this back line alive. But it means there's just not a whole lot of support here while the other three members in Nightmare try to deal with the Winton. Huddling up in the corner, Lampent pulls out the blade. But just can't find the kills. You had Aniyun there, where you had Suzu, you had Boop, you had so much to fend it off. I mean, Lampent had to try. I was curious how the emote redeem works. Yeah, no, it's you just DM me a picture that you like. I think I have like it's guaranteed to stay up there for 30 days. Like if, like, you know, but I honestly, I don't like taking away community emotes. I try not to. Back to the Wrecking Ball here as we head into Lighthouse. You see the good amount of damage done on the AST, but they still just don't hesitate to walk forward, end up just with free access onto Social. Social just does not make this rotation. You have Juno and Temp, you know, the ones camped up here. You try to find some dynamite lands onto Neptune. They're low on health. Headed back to the other side. Temp took a couple of shots. And Neptune and Rokit both able to survive. Ooh, Neptune's not. Neptune is actually not. Those shots end up paying off. Juno's gonna get one, and Temp actually gets another one. So beautiful, just slow process there from Extinction. Nice shooting out of Temp. And even though they eventually go down, it's enough to get Extinction in the driver's seat here. trying to escape the grasp of Rokit. Okay, Chopper and Nightmare rotating through cage. Ooh, had the skull on Lampent, but couldn't quite get the kill. Okay, Rokit moving to the point and is just going to draw Lampent back to the objective. Gets joined by a couple players, and then here comes the Kitsu. So a bit of a bait, just trying to pull Extinction in. They don't totally fall for it. Tidal Blast thrown on to Pela. It looked like he might have gotten a stun. It was hard to tell. I didn't get the camera there in time. I'm sorry. They have to back away to drive a Mega. Lampent can't hold the point by themselves. We had already gotten the flip there out of Nightmare. Bob from Tip trying to get back onto this point quickly. You had AST low. AST is going to get topped up. Oh, Juno gets stuck over there. I don't know. That's a mistake he couldn't afford. And what was a very, very close team fight. The sound barrier here will just put Nightmare over the line. AST just going for some vision. Knows the importance of just getting an eye on what the enemy is doing there. Because there's no high ground push, right? You've got a very interesting split. Just give you an idea of how divided Extinction is right now. Mine's on the point. Chopper. Ooh, okay, they're just going to slow approach with the Deadeye. This will continue. This will help zone out any of the backline from getting to Pela. Pela's actually able to catch Neptune with that little flick we saw flying up to the top of the lighthouse. So it might be an opening here. Aniyun under some pressure. I heard a Suzu come out. It was actually Temp that was chasing the Kirito. I thought it might have been Lampent. So no supports left here for Nightmare. This should be the opening. Pela moves in. AST is still going to threaten and has it grabbed. Maybe you might just throw onto the ball. You catch Lampent with it instead. So it's a solo grab onto the Tracer. You were hoping to catch the Wrecking Ball as well, no doubt. And Pela knocks Neptune into the water for the second time on this map. Almost caught AST as well. AST at 1 health and a couple of headshots will be the end of the Zarya. Nice little flick off the top. Pile drive in. Still got to be careful of that cast. Chopper has the ability to just win this fight, especially when the Concernator was thrown in. Oh no! Pela taking an enormous amount of damage and ends up rolling off the point. Nightmare will win it in a C9. Unfortunate end. Oh, Extinction had the right idea. It looked like everything was going in Extinction's favor, especially after you come up with that kill onto Aniyun. You're able to find, the bow supports there. AST was able to stay alive long enough, and then you get the Kitsu rush on the point, and Chopper just returns with an enormous amount of damage. And it felt like Extinction didn't quite collapse quick enough, perhaps? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. But from my eye test, it kind of just seemed like they didn't collapse quick enough on the support players being down, on that huge advantage that they had. No, there may have been good reason for that, I mean, they may have been trying to fend off a Rokit advance onto their backline or something, right? There may have been good reason, or on Temp. We saw Rokit was putting a lot of pressure on Temp throughout that second round in particular. They almost had it. Like, it was just looking so good, and they just couldn't quite push it over the line, right? And then, like I said, that's also kind of the power of Rokit and Chopper. Chopper putting out 9,300 damage. Nobody else in the lobby above 6K. More than 33% over. I mean, that's really actually, yeah, it's 50% more damage. Yeah. At least 50% more damage than anybody else in the lobby. And then we're talking like that's then Temp, the next in the lobby. 50% more damage than even next person in the lobby. What's our second ban? Nightmare, what you banning out? We're going to ban out a Wuyong. We'll get into map 2. Don't get a whole lot of new Queen Street, do we? honestly, Blue Jay, that analogy is not too far off where you're talking about an NBA team versus a collegiate team in basketball, is Spurs versus Michigan. I mean, this truly is an OWCS team. This really is a T1 caliber roster going up against a lot of, T2 next ups, kind of just learning what it takes to play at the highest level. So that analogy is actually not too far off. And we're looking for Extinction to be able to punch up, to be able to play as consistently as, these more seasoned vets, these more proven players here, that have a breadth of experience. And that's why that kind of move right there. Tip with a great little juke, just broke Rokit's ankles and put the headshot right down. That's what you love to see. And that was a big dunk there out of attempt, just to follow through with the metaphor. And the crowd goes wild. That was the crowd going wild. That's what that was. Temp with a pair of kills here so far with the Sojourn to open this up. We do see Vendetta here for the first time today. Oh, Social hits that shot. My goodness, that came from downtown. Or that came from the front line. Let's say, actually, that came from the front line. Couldn't quite save Juno from the pulse of Rokit. You gotta be careful, AST. Starting to close in. It looked like Extinction might bit off more than they can chew there. We're starting to kind of get in the rhythm. I think they didn't realize how much that Nightmare had gotten within striking distance. And we just see AST and Rokit kind of pick this team apart one by one. A couple different spots across the map. Wasn't really a concerted team fight. We're just kind of hunting down isolated targets from Extinction.
Our turn. Let's push forward.
Dueling Kitsune rushes. Let's keep an eye on AST here with the ball in the back line. What's AST? Okay, AST was working with a little bit of peel. They're just going to focus down the ball in that Kitsu. Lampent does equal, finds the DMAC. But AST, bolstered by a barrier, will get back at mech on the, off the self-destruct. Moves in to return the favor onto Lampent. AST kicking some ass. Yeah, I went there. That's right, I went there. I wish that there was a Porsche wrecking ball. Like wrecking ball, like with the slam, like having the engine noises and anyway. Or like especially like as you get into Fireball, like the engine revving up. So you gotta rev it up. See, Nightmare. Just kind of run down a couple of targets. You're able to get quick access on the temp, onto your firing line. Bot hasn't really gone anywhere. All right, Pela will come out. We end up with a reset off of this very chaotic, broken fight that is going to favor Extinction. Extinction, I mean, I don't know. It feels like Nightmare creating the chaos. But Extinction wants the chaos. This is very strange. All right, Juno taking angle from stairs. I like the gold rifle, by the way. Looks clean, looks clean. Lampent tried to control the flank off that side. It wins it out with a little help from Social. We're going to get a captive sun from the stair side. And Lampent throws in the sundering alongside with it. Playing from Mega on the complete opposite side of the map. But they're able to isolate Neptune inside the Mega room. And this is going to be a checkpoint picked up here. Aniyun, I think, can contest. Who's behind me? Who's behind the camera? It just Rokit. Well, it was Rokit. So, Nightmare looked to be kind of reorganized a little bit. You see Chopper dropping down. I mean, everybody's looking a lot more coordinated on this reset. They're like, all right, let's take a breath. Oh, that boop just might have doomed Pela. Oh, and another big one. Neptune got mad. Neptune just bullied Pela across the map. That was just gross. Neptune, you crazy player, you. By the way, apparently, if you have oh my god, if you have a telescope, I almost said a teleporter. If you have a telescope, Neptune, what is it? Neptune, like Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, and the moon are going to create a smiley face tonight. Why? I can't make this shit up. Wild. But apparently you have to have a telescope to see Neptune, right? So I just wanted to throw that some random Neptune facts up there as we see this sound barrier hit. AST is going to grab a 2-piece. Takes quite a bit of poke damage, right? I mean, you just got so much armor on that diva. So as long as AST has some yellow bars, they're happy to get aggressive. Okay, we're going for the retake. Let's keep an eye on this tempo, say. Kicking gum and chewing ass. All right, Chopper giving us the time. Woo, trying to give Lampent a headache. Lampent's able to, looks like, block through what bullets were going to land. But you're out of the fight. Temp still hasn't had a chance to pull this OC. We cut back and you're like in the middle of the road. Not usually where you want to see your Sojourn. Temp in the process of rotating back to the high ground. Was Extinction trying to pull this bot around with them. Tim is going to finally pull the trigger on the overclock. AST is low, will not make it back around that corner and dropped off the wrong side. Good shot to find the pilot. That was nasty. Oh, and Lampent drops in the double. Rokit and Neptune both end up peeking. Two of the fastest, most mobile characters in the game both end up under the gun of, well, or should I say under the sword of the Lampent Sundering. Extinction still have the lead as we hit the 3-minute mark. 2:45 if we're being specific. All right, Juno once again wants to play stairs. Let's cut back in on Pela. Where you at? Okay, you're going through main. They have to regroup here under window. Rokit is going to blink all the way across. Captive Sun out of Juno, and you're going to find Chopper. You get another one with that. Oh, Aniyun down. Juno gets 3. A beautiful blink of the eye. Snap your fingers. Half the team is gone. And Juno gets a 3-piece. So one of my favorite heroes to play. W Neptune fact. Oh, W shooting on a Juno. Oh, Rokit best tracer in a what? I'm a huge Rokit fan. I'm just talking shit. Gets to throw it over the back of this point here from Extinction and try to cap this out. What a statement this would be. Pela's able to roll through and pick up the kill onto AST's pilot. Social's already grabbed one. I'm going to stick the camera in this terrible spot because that's all Nightmare is seeing right now. Nightmare is just seeing black. It's all going dark. No, they fade. As the Nightmare is real. They stop this cart, I mean, a handful of centimeters from disaster. Sound barrier has to be used. Pela's not done. Pela doesn't want to get out. That might be a mistake. Because Pela's going to get chased. Oh, that was Lampent. That was Lampent's pop. That was going next. Also now, okay, see that was what Cap would call some Chungus play. All right, y'all were doing so damn good there, Extinction. And we see Pela not get out when they had an opportunity to, ends up getting chased down, and then Lampent engages for, like, no reason. Right, am I wrong on that? That seemed like you got a little too full of yourself on that one. Keep it consistent here, Extinction, and you've got yourself a tie ball game. Or, you know, tie Overwatch game. Oh my goodness, everybody's just huddled up! Oh, Tim said, yes, please. Talk about fish in a barrel. That was OWCS players in a tube. Self-destruct, I mean, that's as desperate as they come. AST's no shot at a remake. 8 seconds to go. Stop pushing, or I guess you want your checkpoint. I'm gonna just leave the bot. Don't even give them an opportunity to touch. Yeah, you gave them that touch. You should have just left the bot back there. What were you doing? You gave them a free chance here, and Chopper's gonna pull out a Deadeye. Rokit is down, though. Extinction feeling generous. We'll see if their hubris is rewarded or punished. Double ults here at the end. It's gonna be mines as well as the captive sun. And I think Extinction might hold on here. We're all tied up. So if you thought Nightmare were just gonna come in and be perfect, you thought Extinction were just gonna get rolled over. I mean, you got another thing coming. I mean, I did open up by saying this is kind of a tier 1 team versus a tier 2 team, right? That there is theoretically kind of a tier break between these two teams. Extinction step up. They play their game that entire time. That was beautifully done. I kind of like that they were showing some confidence and showing some gusto, some gall, right? There was definitely some gall out of Extinction in that one. But they get it done. They play the angles, they play the chaos. Like I said, it felt like Nightmare was kind of inciting the chaos, and Extinction thrived in it. Nightmare, get a map pick here for the first time tonight. We're going to Suravasa with the ball band now. They've had enough of that. A quick look at stats. Obviously, we did, just might have heard, we had the invite come through, so we'll be loading in here fairly shortly. But, Chopper, 11 and 11. Really kept quiet. I mean, 11 and 11. That is a huge outpour. Juno with, I mean, an enormous amount of damage. An enormous amount of damage. With more elims than Chopper in that match, in that map. That backline, the Yari Wuyong backline getting heavily involved. Pela 23 and 4 there, and the Wrecking Ball does have gold damage. Top elims. But nobody 6 elims higher than Lampent, who's second hobby. Go back and take a look at that ban. In response to the Wrecking Ball ban, Extinction will ban out of Symmetra. That's what I have learned as well. All right, let's get into it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint. Mark.
We will get the vendettas in from both teams this time around. Rokit pulling out the Detta. This has had enough. Sorry. All right, fine. We're going Detta. And we saw Rokit just dismantle Dreamland on more than one occasion in that match against Dreamland. Wait, did I say that? That was redundant. You know what I mean. In that match on Wednesday is what I was originally going to say. There you go. And Social just ends up a sandwich. Why? What is your carry doing down there? How does what is? I mean, the carry just got absolutely found out. AST just felt like had the freest fight ever. AST did nothing. AST just walked up there and watched their team kick ass. That was. No, that was like they didn't need to do anything. They appropriately did, and now you get the clean up here on the back of the fight. If y'all have watched the cat video, you know, you win the fight, you get a lot more ult charge there, particularly from the cleanup at the end. I agree with that. Very interesting video. Highly recommend it. If you haven't go watch the cat video, it's interesting. It's like, TLDR is like ults are important, but not as important as they used to be. And then there's other fun stuff, other fun concepts it goes into. Of course, this is Nightmare Coach Capitology we're referring to. So it's not completely random. There is connection here to the match you're seeing on your screen. For those of you who don't know, woo, Juno, once again, we'll get as an opening pick here. Well, not once again from this map, but, you know, from New Queen Street. ASC just gets run down after Chopper gets picked. You just don't have any pressure to keep Extinction at bay. And then we'll just run in and grab some control. I I'm doing okay, Blue Jay. I appreciate it. Lampent dash it out. That's kind of an interesting spot, kind of holding in the top spot. You don't see people hold there very often. That was kind of cool. Yeah, left for a great little rotation here. Lampent's able to catch Rokit after they're coming back and returning to the point. Now, we'll say the Kitsu has allowed a flip here. Nightmare bought themselves control of the objective. They're going to get it to 99. I think fortunate to get an OT at all, but Lampent's already down. Juno's going to drop into Captive Sun, try to swing this late fight. Temp is able to pick up one. Not sure if the Captive Sun connected with anybody. OT falling. Oh, that's going to be an overclock there from the high ground. Chopper ran off. Juno will get the kill, but nobody can get to the point. Twolzz, who has subbed in here for this map, by the way, not able to hang on. Slight defender's advantage for Nightmare. And then just gonna try to run this down. Lampent looking to intercept with the captain with the Sundering. Couldn't quite find it. Does locate Chopper on the backside. Chopper able to slide away. Regroups with some healing. Lampent traded one, but that was about it. We did see the Twolzz swap to the hazard here prior to this push into ruins. Social just goes to the point and throws out a Kitsu. There's like nobody here. Little flip of the objectives. Twolzz is able to kind of get back. I thought Twolzz might be in real trouble there. It looked like Nightmare was looking to isolate the tank. Somehow Twolzz gives them a slip. Now, I mean, the Kitsu completely wasted on the objective, although you buy yourself control of the point. You know, as we were talking about earlier. You purchase the objective with the Kitsu. But you gotta be careful. Aniyun's gonna come back in, and Kitsu is your most important ultimate, I mean, basically in the game period. Twolzz just gets destroyed, no Kitsu necessary. Ends up no support. That was a straight 1v5 on the Twolzz. Oh, Urzo is still in the org, just focused on the finals as opposed to Overwatch these days. Ah, interesting. Good to know, Gabby. Good to know. Appreciate the lore. 75% on the board here for Nightmare as they run back to regroup with Chopper. Let's see, Twolzz was trying to give chase, perhaps. Oh, as the Kitsu comes out, throw it over the point. Juno, unfortunately, got their Captive Sun gobbled up. Chopper moves, cleans out the outside and the inside of the objective. And this OC will be the nail in the coffin as Chopper is just sliding to all points. Fighting kills all along the way. 2-0 lead for Nightmare.
Next, flashpoint, Palace.
No worries. Appreciate the alert. Oh, Aniyun was just peppering Lampent with the kunai in the back. Lampent just turns and hits him with the sundering. That was funny. Being a bit invested from Neptune through this, Lampent eventually brought down. Oh, I thought Lampent might have been actually turned something. Chili does sound good. Okay, we're looking at this is a 4-1 split. Yeah, 4-1 split with the Vendetta on the far left. Soaring slice in with the bubble. Twolzz is swapped to their third tank of the map. Tiptoes get one with the OC. Lampent getting chased. AST demech, but should be able to get back in the mech. Looks like it's fairly safe back here. But Tip finds Chopper as the rest of Extinction rotate through that chandelier side. Good rotation. You get control of the point. All right, so Extinction extending the life here on Suravasa. Watching the long Vendetta. Lampent back here putting pressure on both supports. Has to run all the way out, but, you know, draws great aggro in the process. Kind of surprised we didn't get a little bit more of a push. Could have tried to sandwich, but Extinction are going to hold the objective for now. Stayed on point as the Kitsus come in. It's going to be Rokit's considering Blade, thrown right in the crisscross. The intersection of Kitsu and Fox. It's going to be trades going back and forth. Ooh. Social pushing out what remains of Nightmare. Good shot from Tip. Finds the head of Aniyun, and Extinction will win themselves Palace. Your supports are still a ways back, so yeah, Nightmare just kind of have to hold. This is going to be tough to push into. You could just amp speed and get aggressive with the grab or the sound barrier. We'll see. If Extinction are properly ult tracking, then they know they've got the lead in the supports. Oh no, but you took too long. And AST is going to gobble up your grab. Oh, this fight just went so south. Extinction had all the tools they needed. They just sat around and gave up their sound barrier advantage, and then a beautiful eat by AST takes the grab off the table, and an enormous advantage from Extinction just falls by the wayside. Apparently AST was still hungry. OG Annex, thank you for the follow-up. Appreciate you. Alright, a bubble Lampent tried to steal this back with an ultimate. Thrown on the corner, but AST backs just enough away. It does get a flip. Social, no! Social loses the ultimate. What a play from AST! Perfect sound barrier re-engage there from Nightmare. Giving up only 14% on the point, causing the loss of the ultimate. Social just has had enough, Lucio. Like, nah. All right, makes a quick swap just to save Twolzz. Actually, big brain. Actually, big brain move to save Twolzz. Last chance here for Extinction. You're running into a Kitsu. Lampent playing off the exact opposite side, looking for the sandwich. Gets the bubble. Kitsu in from Aniyun. Social trying to find some redemption. Hits Neptune right out of the gate. Approaching from stair side, Twolzz ends up taking all of the aggro. Kinda got forced away. Rokit with a nice little spin. Rokit gets a gorgeous 4-piece. Give Rokit the ace. Oh, we know it's a rematch kill to solidify the map. And that's how Nightmare take the 2-1. Dude, Rokit's Vendetta is so good. So good. Just so fluid with it. And then it's like no wasted effort. It's one of those that just looks like zero wasted effort. Donnie Yen, like the Donnie Yen of Vendettas. The Donnie Yen of Dettas. Such a good fight. So clayed, so much damage out of that Vendetta. And Rokit ends up doing, what are we looking at? 19 and 6, 5,000 damage. Actually, like, doesn't look like all that much damage, right? But holy cow, and that's it. Rokit is exactly where they need to be when they need to be. Otherwise, letting Chopper just keep everybody at bay with that Soj. So fundamental. 9,400 damage there out of Chopper. Whereas the other side, it's Lampent, who has the majority of the damage output, right, for Extinction. We are in lobby. We are, in fact, in lobby. I just want to make sure, like, it's like, wait a minute. We did accept that. Like, we didn't get in there, right? Oh, let's see. It wasn't a Yari ban here from Nightmare. As we get ready and set for Dorado. Yes. Gabby, yes. That's why when you see Moira's, like, if you look at a Moira's healing, that includes their own lifesteal. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. It's gonna be hard to cause the same kind of chaos on Dorado that you did on New Queen Street. But still, you know, Pela's gonna try pulling up the Wrecking Ball once again here. One of my favorite Wrecking Balls in NA. Whoa, wow. Okay, I guess, you know, if I can just learn how to do that, then Vendetta wouldn't be a problem anymore. Like, no, y'all don't worry about Vendetta. I got it under control. Like, what was that, Chopper? That was so gross. That was so gross. So you gotta somehow push in past that here if you're Extinction. It's gonna be a slow and steady kind of pry this apart. The defense has already fallen back to Courtyard because of the positioning of the cart. Rokit just going to go play it off that front line. Oh, both of the Vendettas actually stunned each other. You know, I was talking about earlier in the cat video, talking about how like ults aren't as important in Overwatch 2. The one caveat there was in the off-tank compositions, which has been mostly what we have seen out of Nightmare here tonight. You know, playing the majority of the D.Va being so strong right now. Even with a recent nerf / bug fix. So just a little caveat I wanted to throw out there is I kind of brought that up earlier. I wanted to make sure wasn't getting any confusion. I mean, a nano boost in Vendetta, which can be vicious, but the Kitsu has already escorted all of Nightmare right in front of the spawn doors. But you know what? Lampent had the speed to catch up. You got that extra movement speed in there. You're good. You're good. Doesn't even have to spend any block on the self-destruct. Are they ever gonna fix the sound glitch? Like, there's so many glitches here, y'all. Like, I don't want to hear, like, Juno flip their weapon as if we're in first person the entire time. It just feels weird. Anyway, Mines and Sundering Blade to try to take this corner. But Chopper is in a main position. Yeah, you got to clean that flank off. Neptune goes up to protect him just to make sure. But Extinction are just trying to get out one piece. They didn't even have the ability to get up there. Rokit will come in and clean up in the courtyard. As Rokit is looking at a 4th to the tally. We'll get it with a big overhead on the Lampent. Minefield kind of in front of the statue here does claim Mega and zones Rokit out temporarily. God, Rokit still finds just the perfect distance to move up to this high ground. AST converges. They're able to clean off the corner, but the Ana finds a safe spot down low. Juno hiding out in the courtyard. Ooh, Chopper almost hit them there. But you have to peel for Pela, who's already claimed one of their own. Pela's able to kind of even the odds here. A little spin to win in the corner. Oh, finds a low Chopper in the flatten, the pummel, the roll through, the pancake. The tortilla in one of those funny little machines that flattens tortillas. That flattens dough into tortillas. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know if any of y'all live in the Southwest. All right, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. All right. But if you do, the visuals there, right? I mean, just... All right. Big anti landed on AST. They're able to pop the self-destruct. Lampent did receive a nano boost and is able to find Chopper through. This is going to hunt for supports. There you go. Big overhead will take down Aniyun. Oh my goodness. Rack with an enormous raid. Holy cow. Holy cow. Rack, thank you so much. You goat. Huge Rack raid. Let's go. Let's go. I apologize. We are in a 2-minute delay here. This is an official FACEIT League Master Division match between Nightmare and Extinction. Yes, Nightmare. So basically, it's an OWCS team against kind of the next ups that is Extinction. The fact that Extinction is able to take New Queen Street here has been a really good showing from them. Nightmare are looking for their 11th victory in a row here in a Master Division. As you would expect, an OWCS team is doing quite well. Mine's on point here, though, for one of my favorite wrecking balls in the division. Pela is going to unleash. Lampent throws in a Sundering Blade just to put a world of hurt down onto AST. What a Suzu, though. No way AST gets out of that in one pace. Well, AST might have, but nobody else did. Rokit also, one of the best vendettas I have seen yet. For those just joining, as far as an official play, Rokit's Detta is nasty. Lampent's is really good too, not gonna lie. I don't know who's flat gonna vote to win this one. Not sure. Oh, Social will go down. As Rokit just chopped through 2. I heard one beat land. I don't know if I heard the second. I mean, it might have just landed and, just got cut through. Social's already lost 1 tonight. I hope it wasn't another. For their own mentality. Okay, Tim from the high ground. We're popping into overclock, keeping Nightmare confined with 50 seconds to go. You've got 2 on cart, 1 fight to win this out, and Pela's got mines now ready. We're throwing them just right on the point after a little boom. Yeah, that's going to put AST in a bad spot. The self-destruct will clear the mines, but AST will knock it back in Mac. Rokit is going to come in, catches 1 with the Sundering. Now trying to hold down the fort until the tank returns. The overhead will pull Pela down. All attention onto the Wrecking Ball to try to stop this cap. Temp is still here. You got to get these shots in, but it's been kept at bay by Neptune, while Rokit is going to whittle through the Wrecking Ball and stop the cart. Juno with a Kitsu. Thrown right over the objective. We're going to get a good fight here. Extinction able to get everybody onto this cart. Chopper returns on the Bastion plan out of the spawn, but Tim comes in with the flank. Lampent with the Sundering over the point, catches Neptune. Tries to catch the overhead, will not land. Chasing Rokit in the back line. Is able to protect your back line and get the cap. 3 points on the board here for Extinction.
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
AST is so good at Diva, he could probably eat Genji Blade. I love that. That's great.
Initiating match.
You know, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. What? Juice? I don't know. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all very much for hanging out, enjoying this match with me, y'all. Thank you so much. But Pela didn't die. Pela didn't die. Pela didn't die. Pela didn't die. Warning with the gifty to the chits. Thank you so much for the gifty. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that so very much. Warden, you go. Each one of those so huge. Huge, huge, huge. Thank you, thank you.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Pela sticks with the wrecking ball on the defense. Whoops. Was trying to. There you go. Get to about there. Chopper playing the Freya here. I was looking at this slow approach, and you know, Nightmare not getting hyper aggressive with the high ground just yet. As I say that, Rokit goes flying up there and is able to catch Social. I mean, just like that. I mean, just kind of goes zipping through, catching damage along the way. Big headshot will interrupt Tim's slide. With Lampent down, the rest of Extinction are just going to try to retreat back to Courtyard. We're going to get a recontest here. The second stage of point A. Well, I can kind of push the Diva out and then try to come in and see if they can separate Rokit or some of the DPS. Lampent's got to be careful, though. Lampent ends up in a mismatch back here in the alley. Pela shows up, but it's way too late, and you put yourself into a mismatch. So, a nice little 3v1s created in the middle of that team fight by Nightmare. That should be enough for the checkpoint. Yes. Yes, Juice was on Dildux. In control, take a map, but Kintsugi are off-rolling for fun. Okay. We are going to get a hold here, by the way, out of Extinction. And Neptune beats! Wait, okay, maybe we're not done holding just yet. Pela, you're going to try to mine this? You're just dancing around what remains. I got a little distracted by chat. I look up and we're in like a 2v2 with beaten mines just getting invested in this odd timing between fights. Neither team was really fully here. Let's keep an eye on this Rokit. Oh, never mind. We got a bullet shot tossed in. Chasing out Juno. Now let's go into the Rokit Vendetta, where you are on the prowl. Go back to play in your own Kitsu, and that should be more than enough to win up the point. Oh my goodness, we got more gifties. Oh my goodness. Dive Viper comes through with 2 gifties as well. Thank you so much. Anarchy, I appreciate you being here. Games are going fantastic. You kidding? Extinction's on the verge of forcing us into a map 5 against your OWCS caliber Nightmare. The Atlas of T2B. Oh, Warden, you're too kind. We're too kind. Hey, I have big love for Necro. Necro was the very first person to onboard me into Elo Hell way back in the day. I have much love for Necro. I kind of like the Dorado community we're carving out here. I mean, not that I wouldn't go cast for OWCS, but I kind of like we have our own little thing going here, y'all. I don't think they'd ever want my old ass on that broadcast. They need young, fresh talent. They don't need my old man ass on that broadcast. Lampent coming in with the Sundering. Ooh, and AST's already for. Yeah, you can't really do much about that. We're down to 3 minutes, and this is just an awkward fight for low. You don't really see this awkward fight for low ground. Meanwhile, Chopper's been able to pick up a kill all the way, all the way back around to the other side. We love the chopping block. What's not to love? What's not to love? OC comes in out of tip from the opposite high ground. Settling for a couple shots onto a blocking Detta. AST emerges down low to try to push this cart under. I like how Pela is contesting right where they are because it allows for a little bit more high ground control out of Extinction before the cart gets into the middle. Sundering blade out of Rokit though. Oh, and you catch Social. Oh, Social just doesn't quite get around that corner in time. And now we're starting to get, well, almost starting to get a little cart progress. Back up to the high ground. Lampent looking to stop this. Ooh, Neptune ate a chunky hit, and Pela's going to drop in some mines. This is going to make it any more difficult. Warren comes in with another gifty. Y'all are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That'll complete the hype train. Let's go. The hype is real. The hold is real. 2 minutes remain. Lampent nanoed, but playing into a Kitsune rush. Nice whirlwind pushed him out of the Kitsu. He's chasing the 1 health. Aniyun will find it. Oh, huge combo. Hits Neptune as well. What a double kill there out of Lampent. Proving Rokit's not the only one who's got some chops here with the Vendetta Fang. Oh, Pela, little ruse serving or try to set up. Unfortunately, kind of landed in between all of the opponents. Didn't even get the Suzu out of Aniyun, which I think is what you really would have hoped. T-Map just comes in with a prime sub. Oh, I appreciate that so very much. Huge, huge sub. Lampent, there with a sundering from the high ground. Unclear if it connected. This cart really has just not moved over the past 2 minutes. Pela got to go in and again try to anchor here, not to let it around this corner. Has been such a power spot. Okay, but you've got, what was that? Rokit chasing around on the high ground. I mean, picked up one, cuts through Lampent with a combo, has a low social. Neptune will finish that kill off. Rokit does end up with 3 here, maybe 4. Yep. Oh, Aniyun steals the 4th. Either way, we're headed into the power plant with 90 seconds on the clock for Extinction to hold and force a map 5 against your #1 team here in NA. Coconut Window. What a name. Thank you for the follow. Lampent and Temp went out against the dynamic duo of Rokit and Chopper. I mean, just put a feather in your cap right there.
60 seconds.
Extinction, best team in A? Well, not yet. Job's not done. Aggressive control of high ground. Try to force ultimates or cooldowns at least to get close. It is going to be the OC out of tip, actually. I love how Extinction is starting to get more aggressive. Unfortunately, the execution is just not quite there. Pela's able to get 1. And Rokit is 1 health. Tip slides in, he'll get that kill. The close hold works. The close hold works. 30 seconds to go. I was worried. I was worried in the beginning because they cost trades. You know, you lose. Who did they lose? They lost Lampent early in that exchange. Now Pela's here to just steal the Mega. Sound barrier in play from Social. Aniyun's going to throw in a Kitsu. This is exactly what you want. Oh, they're not able to disengage. Extinction needed to disengage away from the Kitsune. Now it's time to find a trade here with the Nano Lampent. AST catches Pela with the self-destruct. Only 3 players left. Lampent has to bail on this fight. Rokit's not letting you out for free. Huge investment from Extinction's defense, and they're not able to stop this cart. Oh, and a late... Juno's just getting, bullied. A late bully. Rokit trying to send us into extras. Lampent has the response. You've got to get a touch onto this point. A huge push into the backline denies that touch. No! No shot! Nightmare C9'd! Nightmare C9'd! No shot! Nightmare C9'd! I thought they just denied a touch! No! No shot! We're going to map 5. You've got to be kidding me. Cap is pissed. Cap is throwing binders across his room right now. A massive mistake, an embarrassing mistake for Nightmare. We're headed to a map 5. A colossal error that could potentially cost them their first series of the season. They force a map 5 against Nightmare. I don't know if that's happened this season. Nightmare will get pickier and they can choose between any game type, right? The only stipulation is they can't repeat maps. But they can choose between any game type. So it's a massively strong map pick here for Nightmare. It is New Junk City. We're going to go kind of flat, but with a little bit of high ground. It's a Juno ban here from Nightmare. Let's go get some stats there from map 4. All right, what stands out in stats? Pela 23 and 5, 15k damage. Lampent 15.8k damage, also with 23 elims. Very, very close in deaths. Top damage will go to Chopper once again at 28 and 11. You're looking at 22, 28, 32, 41 deaths versus 24, 30, 39, 44 deaths. 3 deaths separating the two teams there. Extinction actually had 3 more deaths. Yeah, this is absolutely their first map 5 of the season. Extinction's the first team to force them this far. What do you ban out, Extinction? Maybe your most important ban of the season so far. It's gonna be a Bastion ban. Is this a prediction? Is FACEIT giving us prediction? 3-2 is what this is. Obviously, this is from Dorado is what this is. But it's kind of funny going into New Junk City, right? Is this, are they trying to crystal ball us into an Extinction dub here? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's get into your 5th and final map. Nightmare's first map 5 here in Season 7.
Ready for battle. Initial flashpoint. Arena.
Okay, we will get the Zarya Detta here with full summon back in for map number 5. Rokit actually gets to play the sim on Flashpoint this time and has had it banned out back on Suravasa. My mic shouldn't be muted. The ex-Sakura org are all looking for org. The ex-Sakura team are all looking for org, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Ninwai Cardi. Yes, that's right. I saw that post as well. ASC under a lot of pressure here. Did they get out with the teleporter? No, they did not. Lampent is able to chop through Chopper. Yeah, that was a sentence I just said. Oh, the delay almost caught Aniyun. That slight delay was just enough time for Aniyun to sidestep the overhead and get out. But we still have 40% in first cap going to Extinction. Teleported is trying to get back in here. It's an early Suzu already out in the fight. feels like Nightmare is surrounded, but they're able to run down Lampent. I think Lampent got a little ambitious, tried to chase a kill, kind of isolated themselves in a 1v5 there. Oh, nice right click is able to catch Chopper, but with the Kitsu out, it is traded 2 for 1. Nightmare with a +1 into this fight. Tim trying to bring it back. Sound barrier in from Neptune. You got to work through. I mean, Social's not even close. Tim's already found Rokit, though. Still an opportunity here. But AST has just so much health to work through, and your Zard is not in this fight yet. You do stall the 97%, so one good fight win from Extinction. They'll start off New Junk City with the what up. They have Grab and Kitsu. You need to get value out of both of these. Kitsu thrown onto the point just to try to get this back. The Zarya actually going to stay up on the high ground. Catches 2 with the grab, and the Suzu won't be enough to save him. Social invested sound barrier to that as well just to secure it. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. You're going to win out this opening flashpoint. What a start there for Extinction.
Next flashpoint, the Ducks.
Lampent with a lot of people could find, actually. Oh, that could have been dangerous. AST able to avoid that sundering. I think it can be kind of hard to hit, right? It really can. Oh, and Twolzz gets caught up top. It looked like the rest of Extinction had dropped, and Twolzz just kind of got stuck on the high ground. Chopper ends up with a 3-piece, and Nightmare comes up with first cap. I'm a fan of Cardifan. We absolutely are Cardifan fans in this house. Ooh, low Neptune barely escapes the clutches. The first one, at least. Lampent will chase you down. Twolzz once again kind of stayed on the high ground. Because it could have been a dangerous situation. The last thing you want to do is get traded there if you're Twolzz, but they avoid that rail shot we saw fly by, whiz by their head. Chopper with a late respawn. Where's the teleporter going? Did not see. Okay, how do you push it? There's just so much damage you're trying to run into. All right, we're just going to teleport to AST straight on to the point. Not everybody goes. You leave Chopper back, okay, and then they slow walk forward as the aggro goes onto AST. Kitsu on the point, and Lampent goes down. Pretty calculated approach. Very measured retake there from Nightmare. And that's what you expect to see just with the level of experience on this squad. That kind of team fight is what they bring to the table. Methodical, well thought out, inspired team fight, well executed. They're going to get the flip it. Now 85% on the board. It's going to be tough for a touch. Here, let's see. Go to a little bit higher top-down view. Let me get a touch. Social coming in at the top of the screen. Lampent goes right up the gut, gets popped, will not make it. So we're tied at 1 apiece.
Next flashpoint, Junkyard.
Battle for high ground here as we move into garage/junkyard. It's weird that when we spec Soj, I have Soj here. That's amazing. It's weird like the side calls it garage, but they end up calling the point junkyard. Anyway. Well, speaking of Soj, we got a Chopper OC in play. Both sound barriers have landed. Ooh! Rokit will not get a chance to invest. Let's keep an eye on Lampent. Lampent seems to be cutting through everybody. Give me a good fight here from Extinction. Go grab first cap. Okay, yes. The Soulsay chair, yes! Yes, I love it. I think it's a... I actually have my hair up in a bun, which is hilarious because it's like I just need to dye my hair Soulsay color, so that's actually fairly accurate. Okay, okay. Anyway, don't get me distracted. See what you did to me, friends. You get me distracted. All right, we're gonna teleport right over Twolzz' sightlines. Race off to the point, protected by a photon barrier. Immediately putting Chopper on high ground. Oh, moves down low. Temp drops the OC. Extinction are having to give chase. They just wait out the photon barrier. Then now you've got a Kitsu out of Aniyun to help hold this. That's gonna be the Kitsu in play. Just kind of immediately waiting for Twolzz to over-engage. The moment Twolzz oversteps, Aniyun takes them down. And, I mean, Kitsune Rush still the most powerful ult of the game for a reason. Although we do get a flip here late. Somehow they're not able to converge. I mean, you get Twolzz, but nobody else goes down. Really good rotations, and honestly, felt like Nightmare just kind of failed to secure the kills there after the Kitsune Rush went away. So now they're forced to try to come in and retake this difficult point. Temp's in on the far side. Lampent bubbled up. Temp is able to land a shot across the way and takes down their counterpart. Oh, mismatch on the back of the point. Aniyun lucky to get out one piece, but no DPS standing here for Nightmare. And this is looking like an Extinction 2-1 lead here on map 5. They're just going to leave the Pilot Diva as they run over to the bomb flats. Yeah, we will not... You never go diagonally anymore. So they know for a fact we're going bomb flats. We know that we were not going refinery until our 5th flashpoint. Really good spawn here for Extinction. What do you got to work with? You got a Kitsu as well as a Sundering. Oh, good ults here to work with. So gotta be careful. Rokit gets the team underneath the teleporter. Extinction kind of slow to react to this. They do finally, clock it and are making the read, but this is kind of just completely negated whatever defender's advantage that Extinction had. Now we're gonna get the OC in out of Temp, working around, trying to find the swing, but the sound barrier in play protected Chopper through their own overclock. Now we've got the Kitsune Rush fading. Sound barrier, excuse me, self-destruct on the point. AST does not get back in mech. Lampent wins out the duel over the Rokit Sim, and Extinction will once again grab first control with a late stagger here onto Aniyun. Oh, the boop. Bredius, thank you for the follow. Hunter Tane, good to see you. Coach Ray in chat. You go. Good to see you. Lampent, just shell it out. Slicing through your OWCS team. Lampent. Oh, Lamp the GOAT. It might just delivered the win here for Extinction. Those kills are detrimental. 70% on the board. Can Extinction make it back? All right, time to lock in. We got one more fight. You've got a Kitsune Rush here out of Aniyun. There's the teleport. Rokit's coming up on a photon barrier as well. The photon barrier, extremely powerful. I'd say almost as powerful as a Kitsu. Lampent's going to throw in the Sundering, and Neptune is down. There's your speed gone. Nightmare are going to have to just lumber onto the point, and they see Night again! Extinction win the series! I talked about if the T2 squads could hold their own. Could they execute on the level of these OWCS veterans? It took them a little bit to find their rhythm. It took them 5 maps to get it done. But Extinction rise to the challenge unlike any other team. Whoa, what a series. I'm a big Extinction fan. Let's go. Let's go. The family kind enough to support my efforts here in supporting Tier 2. They come out with their biggest win of the season. I was talking about here before this match that Extinction hadn't really shown us any good top wins. They hadn't, I mean, not by any fault of their own, right? Their schedule, they haven't really faced a whole lot of the top 8 of our standings until this one. This was by far their biggest test and by far the best win of the season. I mean, by a country mile. What a bounce back. You got 0-3'd by EDM on Wednesday. And 2 days later, you come back and beat Nightmare. What a bounce back. Let's go look at some stats there from that 5th and final map and figure out an MVP. I don't know who, I don't know who to give MVP for here. I think we have to give it to Lamp. Lampent coming through, like I said, always when, I mean, Extinction, well, okay, as I click to map 1 and he has some of the least damage on the team, but for the most part, led this team a lot of the time. You know, we're looking at these last 3 maps, and Lampent's leading the team in damage all 3 of these maps. Leads the server in damage here for map 5. I think the Lampent Vendetta has got it done. I mean, Rokit, I think, was the best Vendetta I had seen in competitive play coming into this match, and looked like the better Vendetta through a lot of it, particularly through the first 3 maps. But as we got into these 4th and 5th maps, Lampent stepped up more and more and more. It was really, we kind of started to see it early on Suravasa, but into Dorado, into New Junk City. To the point that Rokit, when he went into the sim, didn't even match the Vendetta anymore. Goes into the sim, and Lampent stays with our newest hero and dominates. Lampent's your player of the match in this absolute 5-map banger. I mean, what is it, match of the season? This might be best match of the season. What an incredible series.